Hey, how's it going? Anthony Schultz here from Gold Coast IELTS, where I help you absolutely destroy the written section of the IELTS exam. So today, guys, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to write a great IELTS General Task 1 letter response. And if you get value from my video, don't forget, hit the like and smash that subscribe because that really does help me out a lot. Also, I know that some of you out there might be having a little trouble with the exam. That's nothing to worry about or be embarrassed about. Just go below into the description section. Check out the links and you can use my IELTS writing check service, my IELTS video lesson service, and also my IELTS 2.0 plus course. So let's get started. Okay, so when you open up your test booklet and check out that task 1 question, there are a couple of things you need to be aware of. Let's take a look at an example here because we will use this one later in the video. So, your friend is about to celebrate a landmark birthday and has asked for suggestions as to how it should be celebrated. Write a letter to your friend. In your letter, thank your friend for inviting you to the party and say that you have some ideas about how to celebrate it. Suggest what type of party your friend could have and suggest a good place to hold the party. So we know this is informal because up the top it says your friend and down there again your friend. We also must be really careful of these 3 bullet points or prompts because those are the 3 things we must do in our response. So I usually teach a 7-part structure to my students that they can use to answer this part of the exam really easily. Because guys, don't forget, we cannot waste time on the part 1. We need to really save our time and our energy for the task 2 later on. So you should always start with a salutation. That's just dear plus the first name of the recipient of the letter. Next, in paragraph 1, you're going to have a really simple 1-sentence paragraph that gives the reason why you're writing the letter. Paragraph 2 is going to cover the first bullet point and give a few details. Paragraph 3 is going to cover the second bullet point and give some details. Paragraph 4 will cover the third bullet point and give some details. Finally, there's going to be a sign-off, which is a 1-sentence stock phrase. You don't need to change it. You can just say, looking forward to hearing from you soon. Every time you can use that one. Finally, in the closing, we just say, all the best plus your first name. Okay, also when we do an informal letter, there are a couple of things we need to be careful of. Firstly, we need to be careful when you use informal language in your task 1 response. There are 2 points to take note of below. The first point, guys, this is not a WhatsApp message to your friend. So avoid common acronyms like LOL, OMG, BTW, and LMAO. These are for even more informal text styles of writing, not an informal letter like we are writing today. So you should also avoid abbreviations of common words like because, hate, or love. Once again, these are for even more informal kinds of simple, short messages on, WhatsApp or Line or something like that. Point number 2. However, you should try to use contractions with I plus be or have or a modal. This is a great trick in the informal letter and it's super easy to use. So some examples of these common and acceptable contractions include I'm, I've, I'd, and I'll. Next, let's check out an IELTS letter phrase checklist. So depending on the question, you could use the following stock phrases in your IELTS Task 1 response. So firstly, we have stating a purpose. You could say, I'm just writing to let you know that, or I'm writing to tell you about, or I'd just like to let you know that. If you need to apologize for something, you could say, I'm very sorry about, or I'd just like to apologize for, or it's completely my fault end. So here are some more stock phrases to use in your IELTS Task 1 letter response. Maybe you need to ask for help. In that case, you could say, I'd be really grateful if you could just, or I was wondering or hoping you could give me a hand with, or I was wondering if you could do me a small favor. You may also need to express satisfaction with something. You could say, I was over the moon to hear about, or I was so happy to hear about. Or you could say, I was thrilled to find out about, or I was thrilled to find out that. And finally, there are two last groups of stock phrases to use in your Task 1 response. If you need to give bad news to somebody, you could say, I'm afraid I've got a bit of bad news for you. You could also delete got from this phrase. You could also say, I'm sorry to say that I've got some bad news to tell you. And when you end, you could say, all the best, Anthony, or keep in touch, Anthony. So let's go back to that informal letter example from the beginning of the video. Here it is again. So your friend is going to celebrate a birthday, has asked for suggestions how it can be celebrated. Write a letter to your friend. Here are the 3 prompts. So we're going to put the first prompt into paragraph 2. We're going to put the second prompt into paragraph 3. And we're going to put the final third prompt into paragraph 4. And here it is. Dear Gary, I'm just writing to let you know how I think you could celebrate your 50th birthday next month. Firstly, I'd just like to say thanks for inviting me to the party. We've been friends a long time, and it'll mean a lot to me to celebrate this important event with you. Actually, I've even got a few good ideas about how to celebrate. So if you'll just let me explain, for as long as I can remember, you've always enjoyed extreme sports, so I thought we could all pitch in and buy you a full-day skydiving introduction course. Wouldn't that be great? I'm sure all the guys would love to help you achieve this old goal of yours. If you like this idea, I'll contact Bill, Steph, and George to arrange it. I heard they have a great skydiving school on the Sunshine Coast, so leave it to me. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. All the best, Anthony. So let's take a look at this quickly. You can see, guys, there are a lot of contractions. For example, I'm, I'd, we've, I've, you'll, you've there, wouldn't, I'm, I'll, and that's it. The other point, right there, I used a really nice, quite common with native speakers, but maybe not well known with foreign speakers. That's pitch in. That means 3 or 4 people come together and everybody puts in a little bit of money to buy a present for somebody. So that's a really, really nice native style phrasal verb there. And guys, in total, that's 162 words, which is 12 words over the minimum word count. That's perfect. As I usually say to people, between 150 and about 170 max is going to be perfect for an IELTS letter. And that's it. That's exactly how to write an IELTS Task 1 General Informal Style letter. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you next time.